What's happening? It's Q Rose and SGA just won the champion. Well, sorry, I'm a little bit ahead of myself. SGA just won the MVP. He hasn't won the championship yet because Victor Wembanyama is going to have something to say about that. MVP, I expected him to win it. It is what it is. They set up the award for whoever's in first place to get it, and then you stop caring about who was the better player. The best player in the NBA this year, by far, I don't even think it's a close margin, was Nikola Jokic. Just the greatest PER you can imagine a player having, along with leading the league in rebounds, assists, also putting up plus 25. Uh, I think that what he's been doing, they're watering it down. It's some of the most amazing basketball that I think could be ever played. And and people don't give Nikola Jokic his credit because the team that he has is buns. It is what it is, man. If Aaron Gordon not gonna play, these dudes are super buns. I mean, ain't no wonder they didn't get any further than what they got. I mean, you took two of their best players off the roster, and what you expect these guys to be good, they're not going to be anywhere near as good as they was. Michael Porter Jr. gone. Dumb decision. Why'd you trade Michael Porter Jr. for these bums? Cam Johnson and Tim Hardaway Jr. Streaky shooters. You had Michael Porter Jr. Guy that created his own shot. He's doing good things in Brooklyn. Why'd you get rid of him? Dumb decision. Um, but SGA, man, he's great, bro. I'm not taking that away. But you take SGA, you put him on the Denver Nuggets, they ain't doing nothing. They ain't doing crap. And the same thing, you take Joker, you put him on Oklahoma City Thunder, perennial champions. Not an argument. Argue with your mama. Now, Victor Wembanyama, he's going to win MVP a bunch in his career if he stays healthy. Could have won it this year. There's three guys that could have won it this year. Victor Wembanyama, best two-way player that we possibly have seen in over a decade, man. Only thing you compare this is when Giannis was great, um, like 7 years ago. Giannis is still great. Not taking that away from him. He's just been hurt, but defensively, it's hard to say we've seen anything like this. Victor is amazing. These other guys, these other guys defensively. To see Rudy Gobert win 4 defensive MVPs, and I'm sitting around still questioning it, but whatever. Victor winning defensive MVPs. It's going to be his award. They're going to call it the Victor Wembanyama Award. It's going to be a waste of time even having a presentation because he's going to win it that many times. The question is how many championships and how many MVPs is Victor Wembanyama going to get? I think they're going to beat it. I think they're going to beat Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm on record saying it. I think they're going to beat the Oklahoma City Thunder. There is no answer for Victor Wembanyama. And when you say, what is the answer for SGA? I mean, SGA ain't played like he played in the regular season. They ain't giving him all them weak calls he was getting. They not getting the same whistle. That's what I can say I like about this year versus last year. Last year, when Denver and OKC played, SGA was still getting that weak whistle. SGA got a hoop now, and he can hoop, which is weird why he even plays this weak brand of basketball. I don't like it. I think it's weak. You play all. It's like you practice at getting fouled. Weak ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. It's like I like SGA's game. Aside from that, same thing with James Harden. I like James Harden game. Aside from that, the bull crap, the falling on people's feet on purpose is whack. Nobody wants to see that. And I'm a basketball fan, so ugh, disgusting. Now, what's going to happen to a lot of these other teams is the question moving forward. I think if I think if San Antonio wins the championship this year, I think we're going to have a big reduction in what your star players cost. You used to get people for 5 first and 4, first, whatever. People ain't about to be giving first round picks out like that no more. Not if you're gonna get effective players straight out of college, straight from overseas. It's gonna be more like the NFL where first rounders and second rounders, they cost way more than what the NBA. NBA throw in a second round pick for nothing, for some cash. So if the Spurs win this year, then we got two different teams that's one off of young talent back to back. Young talent going through the draft, not swinging home runs on trying to get Giannis or any of these things like that, because they had it. They had a great package available to possibly go get Giannis Antetokounmpo, and they didn't get him. So if they get to the championship anyway and win, because that's the only way I thought they was going to win. I didn't even think San Antonio be in this position right now. They are way better, way ahead of what we thought they would be. That is facts. Dylan Harper is he's right there with Cooper Flag, Con Knipple, VJ Edgecombe. All those guys is great. The future is in good hands. LeBron can retire now, which he won't, but he could if he wanted to. He just lost, got swept by the Lakers. Not LeBron's fault. It was other guys. Bums. It's like y'all depending on a 41-year-old to win games. How much do y'all stink? So LeBron, I think his best opportunity to win the championship is to not stay with the Lakers. They gotta go get them some big man. You can't have LeBron playing big man. Not if you want to be a favorite. You gotta let LeBron be loose, get out there, dunk. DeAndre and Isaac Hayes, that ain't gonna work. Jackson Hayes, I said Isaac Hayes. Nah, not Isaac Hayes. Jackson Hayes. That's not gonna work. You need somebody like what they have in Cleveland with Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, Max Strus, Donovan Mitchell, James Harden. That team can work around LeBron. James Harden wants to be a point guard. Great. Donovan Mitchell wants to be a scorer. Great. You ain't got somebody like Luka who wants all the possessions. You ain't stifling somebody like Austin Reeves who can also play make just like Luka can play make. It's okay for them to have both those guys, but three guys that can score and play make. That's where their dominance relies in, is being both those type of players. That's not gonna work. James Harden can score if you need him to, but he's at a point in his career where I think he'll be okay with playmaking. Donovan Mitchell, score. He doesn't even want to be a playmaker. This is great. And LeBron James, get on that team and they can turn that into a real show. You ain't got to play the big man no more. Got Evan Mobley and goddamn Jordan Allen. I think it'll be great for them. I think his best decision is to go there. I know he don't want to leave Bronny and his wife in LA, but come on, man. It's a business, bro. You ain't winning. You ain't winning nothing. Nothing in LA, man. It's sad. Luka then got traded for Anthony Davis. Luka was an amazing player this year. Hurt in the playoffs. You might as well have been Anthony Davis. Hurt. It just didn't make the playoffs. Trash. All right. And I'm a Luka fan, but this stinks, man. And I can't imagine how hurt you are as Lakers fan, because I had Luka all year, even as a Maverick fan. And then we get to the playoffs and he hurt. I remember when we had Jalen Brunson and Luka. And Luka got hurt in the first round for the first 3 games. And Jalen Brunson came in there and averaged 30 and got us dubs. Okay? But we got to the Western Conference Finals that year. But we could have easily lost in the first round. Luka got to stay healthy, especially come playoff time. Not everybody going to be able to bail you out. LeBron did a great job of bailing you out of the first round, but you need to play the second round. Y'all gonna lose anyway, most likely. But it is what it is. Cooper Flag is now the MVP, the Rookie of the Year. My bad, MVP. Cooper Flag is the Rookie of the Year. Well deserved. By far, he's way better than Kyle Knipple. When people say the impact on winning, that's so dumb to me. Your impact on winning? What you mean? Like he has so many much better players, and they're in the Eastern Conference. What do you mean your impact on winning? It's like you think if Con Knipple was in the Mavericks uniform, they would have made the playoffs. What do you mean impact on winning? They didn't even make the playoffs. They made the play-in. What do you mean impact on winning? Not only did they just make the play-in, they didn't win a game in the play-in. What do you mean impact on winning? Give Cooper Flag the award. He deserved it. It's not even a question. We know who has the higher ceiling. Um, so I'm trying to compare this to LeBron and Melo. Melo averaged more points than LeBron did. Let's not compare these things. Um, if you don't see Coop as a future, you're dumb. Um, coming up in this upcoming draft, Mavericks got the ninth pick. It stinks. I thought we was gonna be able to get down so we can get that Darius A. Cuff guy. I think he's the guy to draft in my opinion. You got AJ DeBanska, Darren Peterson. Those guys are seem talented. You know, guys seem talented. AJ, his dimensions are high or wonderful. Um, but I think the Wizards are gonna trade that pick. They're gonna trade that pick. Wizards are gonna get Darren Peterson and Ace Bailey, and looking at a second round pick to trade for Ace Bailey for not Ace Bailey, the number 2 pick, so they can get AJ DeBanson. AJ DeBanson is coming from Utah, so that'd be great for the whole state of Utah. Is them keep AJ DeBanson home. I mean, if you did do that, you got Darren Peterson and Ace Bailey. If you did do that, I think both teams are a win-win. I think AJ DeBansa would rather play for Utah, and I think Ace Bailey would rather play for Washington. I don't think we should force that. Honestly, I think getting 2 first-round picks, you know, and they're thinking about throwing in another first-round pick. So we'll see. But I think AJ DeBansa is going to end up in Utah. That just makes the most sense. Um, going forward, Mavericks. I don't know what the hell we're gonna do, but we're likely gonna be mid for a while. Um, we got Cooper Flag, Kyrie coming back. Should we trade Kyrie? I mean, most likely we should. I don't think Kyrie gonna be here for another championship, so I don't want. I don't want to get rid of Kyrie, but it's hard to think that we're gonna be able to compete with any of these other teams anyway. So it's just like we're just keeping Kyrie for the show instead of putting ourselves in a position to grow. Mm, that sucks. Well, I think New York is going to the championship. I think it's going to be New York and San Antonio. Tonight is Cleveland versus Detroit. Uh, that's such a that's such a hard series to gauge. Um, Detroit's at home, so I'm going to pick Detroit to win. But it's anybody's game. I think Cleveland is well. I think Cleveland is way more talented than Detroit. But with that being said, I think Detroit knows who they are, and I think they don't make as many mistakes as Cleveland. So I think they're pretty even. I think home team's gonna win the series, and it's gonna be New York versus Detroit. Which is either way, Detroit or Cleveland. I think New York's gonna win that battle. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, um, oh, talk about this. Draymond Green versus Austin Rivers and versus Charles Barkley. It's like Draymond is the one of the best role players of all time. We have to acknowledge that. You know, he isn't very likable. Yeah, he's not a likable guy. I think it's gotten to the point where people are liking Dylan Brooks. Dylan's nickname is Dylan the Villain, but it's to the point where people are liking Dylan Brooks more than like Draymond Green, and it makes sense. Draymond Green is do they win those championships without Draymond Green? Yes and no. If you mean without Draymond Green, like you take Draymond Green off the fucking out the game and don't add him with anybody, then probably not all of them. Definitely ones with KD there. But you mean Draymond Green and we switch him like there's a lot of players we could switch Draymond Green with and that didn't win championships, they would have won championships. You know, a lot of players from past and present. You can't talk mess to players from the past. It's like you don't talk mess to Charles Barkley. If the Warriors had a player like Charles Barkley, they'd win every single year, and they would have never even added KD. There would be no need to add KD because you wouldn't have lost to LeBron in the finals anyway. You know, you're nowhere near what Charles Barkley was. Charles Barkley was a top scorer when he was great, and he was the best rebounder when he was great. And he played defense. You know, you got an opportunity to pass it to Steph Curry. It's like we playing football. If I got Randy Moss and Calvin Johnson, I don't have to be the best quarterback. I've got Randy Moss and Calvin Johnson. It's the same type of idea. It's like if I have Randy Moss and Calvin Johnson, I'm not worried about, oh, am I a good quarterback or not? And that's what Draymond Green is. Draymond Green thinks that he's a top quarterback. Oh, I passed this guy the ball the right way, and boy, that's trash. Ain't anybody worried about that. You're the best role player of our generation by far, but keep your britches on, man. It's like I'm gonna give you a credit. You're a Hall of Famer. You're all those things, man. But you ain't no Charles Barkley. And you get to talk mess because you got championships, but when you're the fifth option on the team, I don't think you get to. Basketball is about buckets. This ain't football. Football, you just worry about the defensive end. You ain't got to worry about nothing. But we're going to talk mess about you if you can't hoop. Um, so, yeah, New York versus San Antonio. It's coming. Just wait on it. And Victor Wembanyama, if he stays healthy, best player in the league. If he wins championship now, it's going to be hard to argue with it right now because people are saying SGA the best player in the league. Wrong. It's definitely Joker. But say less. I'll be back soon because I'm commenting tonight. I'm going to put out some more videos tonight. I'll be back soon.